From the Cronkite studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
Arizona has its first case of the Zika virus. What the state is doing to make sure it doesn't pose a threat to others.
Plus, a cool front made its way through Arizona today, bringing weather that feels more like January in parts of the state.
In later, one program aims to prevent childhood obesity by making kids athletes for life.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News. I'm Ben Marjat.
And I'm Alexis Solari. Thanks for joining us. The first Zika virus case has been reported in Arizona. Cronkite News reporter Kendall Bartley spoke with County Environmental Services and Health Services about whether residents need to be concerned.
Affecting one local Maricopa County woman who traveled out of the country. Most Zika virus cases in the United States were originally transmitted, while patients were in other affected countries.
State health officials confirmed that the patient didn't catch it in Arizona.
We believe that this case that was identified in Maricopa County was actually exposed and infected by the Zika virus while she was traveling to an area outside of this country that has ongoing Zika virus transmission.
Some of the dozens of countries affected by the virus include Mexico, Brazil, and the Pacific Islands. To protect the patient's privacy, officials said they wouldn't release which affected country she traveled to. The transmission of the virus can happen two ways: a mosquito biting an infected person and then biting someone not infected, and sexual intercourse.
So we believe that the likelihood that this woman was bitten by a mosquito while she was potentially infectious is very, very low, and that there is very little risk to people in Maricopa County.
The symptoms include fever, rash, joint pain, and red eyes.
There's no treatment for Zika, and there's no vaccination at this time.
Environmental Services is working to prevent transmission within local mosquitoes.
And we have a very aggressive program here in Maricopa County. What we do is all year round, we're out there, our technicians are out there setting up traps. They're testing areas and they're treating areas as needed.
It is important to remove any stagnant water around your property because that can cause mosquito breeding.
Flower pots or kids' toys or any kind of vessel in your yard that can hold water, even just a couple drops of water. That's a great place for mosquitoes to lay their eggs, and then you get these mosquito breeding grounds.
Environmental Services confirmed that no mosquitoes tested positive for carrying the virus here in Arizona, but they still urge residents to take precautions. In the broadcast center, I'm Kendall Bartley, Cronkite News.
The Zika virus brings up concerns that aren't just exclusive to Arizona. The U.S. and Mexico cooperate on a number of shared health concerns, including mosquito-borne illnesses. Cronkite News went to Nogales, Mexico to speak with the U.S. Consul General, who said that both governments are gearing up for the virus.
Obviously, with the latest Zika scare, that's got people thinking in new ways about health issues. I remember several years ago when H1N1, swine flu, was such a big problem here in Mexico and then quickly became a big problem in the United States. That was something where we had to collaborate.
Several border cities in the U.S. and Mexico already cooperate in mosquito control, and health authorities in both countries share information on new cases of mosquito-borne diseases and other contagious illnesses.
And one of the top spots for mosquitoes is right here in the valley. Orkin released a list and Phoenix ranks 20th. Doctors caution the insects can be more than just a nuisance. Illnesses like the Zika virus and West Nile virus are spread by mosquito bites.
Valley residents might have noticed some cooler weather this morning, but people in northern Arizona woke up to wintry conditions. Take a look. This video is from the National Weather Service in Flagstaff. It's windy and cloudy out there, but snow and ice are creating some hazardous driving conditions outside of Flagstaff, specifically along Interstate 40 and I-17. The National Weather Service is also cautioning drivers to watch out for heavy winds.
Arizona might be going through a bit of a cold spell now, but warmer weather could be one of the reasons more people are moving to Maricopa County. Maricopa County led the country in domestic migration, with 38,000 more Americans moving into the county than moved out. That's according to new Census Bureau statistics. The Phoenix metro area also saw a population increase, adding nearly 88,000 new residents, the fourth most in the nation.
A protest group called Barrio Defense Committee is helping families who claim they have been falsely accused of child abuse or neglect. Cronkite News reporter Alexis Dominguez gives us a look into why the families are trying to make others aware of their cases.
Justicia! Justicia! Justicia!
Families gathered in front of the Phoenix Children's Hospital and marched to the Department of Child Safety to protest. Parents claim that the Department of Child Safety, formerly known as Child Protective Services, took their kids away on false accusations of neglect, abuse, and abandonment.
They still can't give a concrete reason as to why they took them away. They just closed the case for negligence and abandonment.
I cry because we feel helpless, like there is no one to listen to us.
DCS came to my home to make a report, but the first thing they asked was what my legal status was.
Rhonda Baldwin, a social worker at the Phoenix Children's Hospital, says it is a common misconception that employees at the hospital are at fault.
We don't have any kind of part of the investigative process. We're all, as mandated reporters, we're mandated by law to report if we believe that a child may be at imminent risk.
Baldwin says they work to have clear information on why they are reporting a case to DCS.
We provide to the hotline the information that we have, our reasonable belief about why we're calling. I mean, it tells you right on the hotline, if you call in a frivolous report, there can be repercussions for that.
In a statement, a representative from DCS said they do a child safety and risk assessment that is completely objective and that leads to a determination of whether or not a child needs to be removed from home. In Phoenix, Alexis Dominguez, Cronkite News.
Other families we spoke to have yet to get custody of their children back and are still seeking to get reunited sometime soon. Families are meeting with DCS representatives on Thursday to discuss their cases.
Today, the 9th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals upheld a ruling in favor of the Tohono O'odham Nation in an ongoing dispute over the tribe's new casino in Glendale. In a lawsuit filed by the state and 2 other Arizona tribes, the state argued that a gaming compact signed in 2002 barred the Tohono O'odham from having a Phoenix area casino. The Tohono O'odham broke ground and opened the new casino last December, but because of the dispute, it's running without some types of gambling. Attorney General Mark Brinovich's spokeswoman did not immediately respond for a request for comment, including whether Arizona will appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court. John McCain is in Prescott today for the opening of his new campaign office. The incumbent senator is running for a 6th term, but is expected to face strong opposition from both Democrats and members of his own party. McCain also attended a luncheon with members of the Chamber of Commerce and hosted a town hall with employees during the visit.
Retired law enforcement officials could soon be allowed to carry firearms in bars and liquor stores. The Arizona Senate passed the bill, which would apply only to retired officers who were honorably discharged after at least 10 years of service. Advocates say these are experienced people who can be trusted. Opponents say alcohol and guns never mix. The bill still needs a final vote by the House before it reaches the governor's desk.
Former Arizona Representative Gabby Giffords and her husband, Mark Kelly, are continuing their push for tougher gun laws. They announced a new state-level coalition of gun control advocates today. This Virginia group is one of many they formed in several states. A top priority of those coalitions, mandatory background checks at gun shows.
President Obama is in Atlanta today for a national summit focusing on prescription drug and heroin abuse. Obama has made drug abuse a priority for his administration. Earlier this year, he requested $1.1 billion in funding. Most of that money would go to the states to make sure Americans can get the help and treatment they need. He also recognized the need to reduce the demand for drugs.
The only way that we reduce demand is if we're providing treatment and thinking about this as a public health problem and not just a criminal problem.
Cronkite News is committed to tracking heroin's hold on Arizona. We released the documentary Hooked a year ago. For full multimedia coverage on the impact of heroin, a look at the data on overdoses, and to watch the full investigation, go to hookedaz.cronkitenewsonline.com. The Republican presidential hopefuls are taking part in a town hall in Wisconsin tonight ahead of next week's primary. Donald Trump, Ted Cruz, and John Kasich are all scheduled to participate, but in a tweet earlier today, Trump threatened a boycott because he says CNN only has his opponents on air. Cruz responded, saying Trump was scared and issued a challenge of his own.
Now, our friend Donald finds debates very, very stressful. They make his hair stand on end. I have suggested for the last 2 days, Donald, why don't we combine them? Have a 2-hour, one-on-one debate, you and me on the same stage.
And Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker has weighed in on the race. He says he's endorsing Cruz for the nomination.
The Republican candidates aren't the only ones hitting the campaign trail in Wisconsin. Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders are also holding rallies in the state. Clinton spoke to supporters in Milwaukee and participated in a community forum on gun control, while Sanders addressed his supporters in a town hall meeting. Both candidates reiterated their campaigns have momentum.
We're doing well, but we got to finish the job and get the nomination and then go forward and win with your help in November.
What momentum is about is that in poll after poll, we are defeating Donald Trump by double-digit numbers.
Voters in Wisconsin hit the polls April 5th.
A researcher's trip to Cuba could mean a new treatment for diabetes patients.
Coming up on Cronkite News, what that means for those patients' chances to save their limbs.
You too, right?
And we'll show you the new center in Tucson that lets mothers donate breast milk.
We are here tonight to explore tough issues.
You've got to have people around you who aren't just laying rose petals in front of your way.
And I kid you not, this is true.
Trust is everything.
This has been so much fun.
It's about reaching people.
There are more players on the world stage. The issues are more complex.
We ask the questions that take us closer to the truth.
What happened and what might happen.
Because that's what we do.
Would you like doing something like I do?
I couldn't do this. I'm not qualified.
I was thinking exactly the same thing.
Arizona's first human milk donation center opens in Tucson to become a drop-off site for donated breast milk. Cronkite News reporter Lauren Ashley travels to Tucson to learn about the benefits.
El Rio Birth and Women's Health Center is partnering with Mother's Milk Bank in Denver to allow mothers with extra milk to donate on site. Mothers have already been donating individually to the Mother's Milk Bank. This partnership will give them an opportunity to do it locally. Registered nurse Jessica Tradici introduced the idea to the center while at a conference in Denver.
Got the opportunity to tour the milk bank in Denver, and when I saw what they were doing there, I just thought it was a really great idea and something that would be really good for our population.
Before a mother can become a donor, she is carefully screened.
We'll need to do a phone interview with one of their lactation consultants just to make sure that they're eligible to be a donor, and then if they get through that screening okay, then they have some blood drawn. They can have that done here at the birth center or any SonoraQuest lab here in Tucson, and we'll send off the blood and just make sure everything looks good there, and then they can be a donor.
Registered nurse and manager at the center, Olga Ryan, wants to give mothers who cannot supply enough milk on their own to have a choice for their babies.
The mother's body is able to interpret messages. There's more and more science coming out about how her body is able to sense some of the particular immunological challenges that the baby's dealing with, and her body can adjust accordingly. So it is pretty amazing, and those benefits just cannot be matched by a cow's milk substitute.
The center will transport the milk donations to the Mother's Milk Bank in Denver, where they will be delivered to babies across the country. In Tucson, Lauren Ashley, Cronkite News.
Mother's Milk Bank does not charge for the milk. They dispense more than 500,000 ounces of milk to babies in more than 115 different cities on an annual basis.
The University of Arizona is getting ready to launch clinical trials of a new drug from Cuba, which is designed to treat diabetic lesions and could ultimately help people save limbs from the impact of the disease. Cronkite News reporter Maricela Ramirez is live in our Washington bureau after talking to researchers there today.
The message for the 40 or so people gathered here today was that a new drug could not only save money, it could save the 70,000 to 80,000 diabetics who become amputees every year.
Pain is a gift from God. It's a quote that most would question, except for diabetic patients like Henry Hughes, who can no longer feel pain due to a side effect of diabetes known as neuropathy.
But over time, it's caused my feet and hands to develop neuropathy. I've had about 5 or 6 surgeries on both feet.
Hughes and others are excited about an experimental new drug from Cuba that has shown promise in healing foot ulcers in diabetic patients.
The Cubans have developed a product 10 years ago that has treated over 200,000 patients in 26 countries that has shown to have a 70 to 80% success rate in eliminating amputations in those patients with diabetic foot ulcers, chronic diabetic foot ulcers.
Anderson said his company hopes to begin clinical trials this year at the University of Arizona, among other sites. Patient testing is just one of the many steps for this drug to become FDA approved.
It's a silent and sinister syndrome, diabetes in general, and the foot in diabetes especially. So we're talking about just marrying a little bit of technology with some tenacity to make a difference and prevent amputations in our patients. And the great news is that we can do it.
The researchers here today pointed to this drug as one of the first gains to come out of the recent efforts to normalize relations between the United States and Cuba. Live in Washington, Maricela Ramirez, Cronkite News.
Childhood obesity is a growing problem in Arizona.
But staying active can be hard for kids who don't have access to after-school activities. Coming up on Cronkite News, how one program is looking to get these kids off the couch and into shape.
And members of the Arizona Cardinals are helping Valley kids with autism connect with the community.
In the middle of rather a drama.
I've been thinking about the circumstances of the crime and the nature of love.
It's romantic, is it? Isn't it?
Seems to me as if the answer is right in front of you.
I'm a high-functioning sociopath.
You are being irrational.
Need to go.
Will you do a blood test?
No.
You want to hit me now?
Do you think that makes me a wicked woman, sister?
Will the prisoner rise?
There is only one thing
I would like.
Pain.
Sex?
Heartbreak.
Or love? Oh, yummy. Stop it!
Papa? Is everything all right in there?
This is a box that showed you a world beyond your own. It was just a box, but the world has changed, and so have we. And now the box can be almost any size or shape. And you decide what you want to explore. Anytime, any place. Break out of the box with PBS.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, and even cancer. These are all illnesses that can be caused by obesity, and they have increased rapidly across the state. Cronkite News reporter Elena Mendoza tells us about one program that is combating this issue right here in Phoenix.
A sad reality is that almost 20% of 10 to 17-year-olds in Arizona are overweight because they don't have access to healthy foods or after-school activities. But the Athletes for Life program hopes to change that. I went to the South Mountain Community Center to see how it's making an impact.
It makes me feel good and I'm active instead of the house. I'm bored.
For other kids like Aaron, evenings that were once spent on the couch are now spent exercising and learning about nutrition through the Athletes for Life program.
We know that among underserved families, minority populations, and lower income families, there is a disproportional burden of chronic disease.
Athletes for Life is a research project funded by the American Heart Association that aims to reduce health issues related with obesity in these areas.
I'm passionate about this project because I also kind of grew up in underserved circumstances.
According to the CDC, almost 29% of the state's population is overweight, a number that has tripled since 1990. In hopes of changing habits connected with this trend, Athletes for Life is designed to educate adults with kids ages 6 to 11.
Teaching the parents, it will trickle down into the kids.
Dr. Crespo credits the program's success to students from ASU's School of Nutrition and Health Promotion, who serve as mentors for the participants.
They have progressed a lot. One, with how much they enjoy it. They don't dread physical activity as much. And two, they're much faster when they're running.
And teaching them, they are learning themselves.
Instead of learning in a classroom, I'm actually learning what works and what doesn't.
Samantha says it's also rewarding to watch the kids progress.
It's only a 12-week program, but you can really see the difference between the beginning and the end.
I want to stay active and stay fit, and I want to do exercise.
At the end of the program, Aaron and his mom will compete in an Olympic-style competition versus the other families. Now in its 4th year, Dr. Crespo says the results of the program have been outstanding, improving fitness and body composition in both the kids and adults. He also says he wants to expand to other community centers soon. Lena Mendoza, Cronkite News.
Cardinals quarterback Drew Stanton may be known for his impeccable moves on the field, but today he got to show them off in a different light. Stanton, along with Cardinals mascot Big Red, joined up with Tempe High School for Autism Awareness Week. The day is designed to help students with autism get the chance to go out and connect with others in a fun and exciting atmosphere. Stanton says it's vital to get out and be around the kids to spread awareness.
Growing up around some kids that had autism and, trying to be as inclusive as we can possibly be, I think is important. And, I got a chance to make the rounds and go to a couple of different classes. And, it's neat from my perspective because I get to just simply throw a jersey on and have an impact.
The event was put on by Shades, which stands for Students Helping Access Doors Educationally and Socially.
For some of us, our baseball card collections are a reminder of our childhood.
For others, it has become a lifelong love of adding to an exclusive collection. Coming up on Cronkite News, a look at a great side trip for Cactus League fans, some of the rarest cards in existence right here in the Valley.
We are here tonight to explore tough issues.
You've got to have people around you who aren't just laying rose petals in front of your way.
And I kid you not, this is true.
Trust is everything.
This has been so much fun.
It's about reaching people.
There are more players on the world stage. The issues are more complex.
We ask the questions that take us closer to the truth.
What happened and what might happen.
Because that's what we do.
Would you like doing something like I do? I couldn't do this. I'm not qualified.
I was thinking exactly the same thing.
Hi, I'm Charlie Rose. As part of the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication at ASU, Arizona PBS is providing a state-of-the-art venue for the next generation of journalists. From newsrooms in Washington, Los Angeles, and here in Phoenix, students engage in real-time, real-world news reporting, broadcast production, and online innovation. The Cronkite School and Arizona PBS working together in new ways to bridge the classroom to the community in the digital age.
It's one of the most extensive baseball card collections in the world, and these top cards are being shared with the Phoenix Art Museum for a new exhibition, Ultimate Collection.
Cronkite News reporter Zuriel Loving gives us a sneak peek.
Honus Wagner, Babe Ruth, and Hank Aaron. These three players are enshrined in baseball history. For Arizona Diamondbacks general managing partner Ken Kendrick, they are also pieces of his history.
In the early 90s, when I went back to visit my mother once, on a trip home, and she reminded me she had all these boyhood cards of mine, and so I brought them to Arizona when I returned and began to see there was some value in them, and it sort of got me going as an adult. I had collected only as a young boy until I got the cards in the 90s.
That childhood reminder dovetailed with his business success, leading him to purchase some of the rarest, most valuable cards on the market. Each card in Kendrick's collection, from a 1933 Babe Ruth to a 1915 Shoeless Joe Jackson, is in mint condition. The crown jewel is the T206 Honus Wagner, previously owned by hockey great and former Coyotes head coach Wayne Gretzky.
This is serial number 1 out of millions, and so it is the card.
Currently valued at $2.8 million, the Gretzky T206 is the #1 collectible baseball card, according to Professional Sports Authenticator. While Kendrick owns 16 of the top 20 cards on Professional Sports Authenticator's list, he joked that he would have to resort to unconventional ways to obtain the others.
I'm probably going to have a few people assassinated in order for me to obtain the others, because they're like me. They're acquirers and collectors, not sellers and traders.
With 16 of the top baseball cards in history, he wants those last 4 to create his ultimate collection. In Phoenix, Zuriel Loving, Cronkite News.
Cronkite News is proud to be the news division of Arizona PBS.
Here's what's coming up on Arizona Horizon and PBS NewsHour.
On the next Arizona Horizon, we'll have more on last week's major voting problems in Maricopa County, and we'll hear about how universities can and should evolve. It's on the next Arizona Horizon.
I'm Gwen Eiffel on the next NewsHour. Our series on foster care continues with an inspiring story of a track star who beat the odds. That's Tuesday on the PBS NewsHour.
That's it tonight for Cronkite News. Thanks for joining us.
For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.